Okay, season 12, episode 3 of Supernatural. Oh my god. Okay. This episode's hella spoopy. Not here for it because I don't like jump scares and whatever. And I know like Supernatural's not the show to be watching if you don't like all the jump scares, but like it rarely has creepy episodes like this. So like I can usually handle this, but this episode's hella spoopy. But okay. Let's start from the beginning. The previously on was hella sad. They showed so many people dying, and I was like, why? Why do I need to relive all of this? Why do I need to relive Mary's death? Like, no. But in the scene where they like introduce the two characters that die, they like start off the whole episode, that boy had great hair. His hair looked great. His hair was hair golds. But oh my god, that girl going into that house just all alone, I was like, girl, this is how people die in horror movies. Are you this dumb? Like, no, this is why you're gonna die. And then she did, and I'm like, not sorry about it because that was a stupid move on her part. But then I saw that doll, and that doll was hella creepy, and I don't fuck with dolls, man. Like, no. But that scene between Cass and Mary when they were talking in the kitchen, and Cass was like, I don't feel like I belong here, and I'm like, yes, you do, Cass. But then he was talking to Mary about how she does belong here, and I'm like, yes, she does. They both belong here, and it's just, oh, that was a really sweet scene. It was really sad, but also really sweet. And a thing that I noticed was that Mary was wearing like this necklace with a ring on it, and I think that may be her wedding ring. I think, because that's usually what you do when like your significant other like dies or something. And I'm like, damn, that's sad, because she like did love John because she knew him before he went all like crazy after he lost her, and just that was sad to notice. But no, and then Mary has like this whole revelation thing where she's like, I'm gonna chop off all of my hair, and it was a dramatic haircutting scene like in Mulan, and I was like, yes, here for this. But Cass is going out on a mission alone to find Lucifer, and I don't like that because whenever he's done that before, he's always been gone for many episodes. Is it really already back? Oh my god, bye! I swear these commercials are getting shorter, my god. Okay, anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, Cass going out on missions alone, as we've seen, usually means that he's not going to be in the episodes as much, but from what I've seen in this episode, he's still going to be in it. It's just going to be like the new subplot, which I'm here for because I love Cass and I want him and Crowley in more episodes, but I will get to that later. I love Mary's short hair. I love it a lot. And she is so smart. She was like, I want to keep it short because if I'm going to go hunting, I want, you know, not long pullable hair. And I'm like, yes girl, that's so smart. I love Mary. She is my favorite character right now. She's so great. And I was like hella hype when she was talking about going hunting, because I was like, yes, we're gonna get her some fake IDs, we're gonna hear some more stupid names, it's gonna be great. And then they were all like, yeah, we're gonna go on a family hunting trip, and I'm like, yes, a family hunting trip, because they've done them before with like John, but like John's an asshole, so it wasn't really like a family hunting trip. Now it's like a family hunting trip because it's fun and they're having a good time. Not really, but you know, they were to start with. And then when Dean was like, damn, that's a nice bike, and I was like, yes, that is a nice bike, but like, it's probably foreshadowing for something else, because that seems like a weird thing to just add into the story. I don't trust it. But yeah, like, Mary is so much like Dean. When they were playing like the music in the car, I'm blanking on the song right now, but when they were playing that in the car, and like, Sam was like, yo, you need to turn it down. Mary was like, no, I'm turning it up. And I was like, yes, Dean is so much like his mom. And I love that, like, a lot. But that means that Sam is, like, a lot like his dad, which I get, which is why they just didn't get along, because they're both so, like, hard-headed and stubborn and just, I didn't like John. But oh my god. Cass talking about being an agent, and he doesn't know what last name to put on his fake FBI thing. He put Agent Beyonce, and now Crowley is Agent JC, and I love it. I love it a lot. I'm so here for those names. Because who doesn't love Beyonce? But yes, Mary walking into like the coroner's office and like taking lead and being like, yo, we need to know what's up with the body. I was here for that because she is like the mom. She needs to be taking lead. But like the boys won't let her because they're worried she's gonna die again. And I'm like, yeah, she is, but you still just need to let her live. If you really think about it, Mary should only be like maybe 10 years older than Sam and Dean right now, which is so weird to think about. When Mary walked into like the room where like the baby thing was, and she like got locked in, I was like, fuck, this is when she's gonna die. But she didn't, thankfully, but she still may. I still believe she's going to die, just maybe not like right now. But like, I was like, damn it, this is why you don't go into things alone, because then you die. That's just how it works. But moving on from that, on to the last part that I just watched, to the next commercial, my boy, Sam, is so good at hacking. Like, when Mary came up and was like, yo, we're gonna go door to door, they're like, nah, we already got this hacking shit on lock. And Sam and Dean were just hacking into things like it's no big deal. And I'm like, go you two. But it was so sad because, like, Mary looked so left out because she's, like, used to doing it the old-fashioned way. We have to go and talk to people. But now it's just, like, all online and everything. And I'm like, well, damn. She looked real sad and left out. And I was like, Mary, you're still useful. But one of the children that they were talking about that, like, died was named Elizabeth Moriarty. And I'm like, really? 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 That's her name? You named your child Elizabeth Moriarty? Really? What the fuck? Okay, it's back. I'm sorry, bye. I don't even know if we're gonna get to this, but I just need to say this right now. Oh my god. Fuck. They possessed Mary, my girl. No. I don't want anything to happen to her. But yeah, oh my god, no. Okay, but we have to go back to where I left off because, these commercials. I think I was talking about Elizabeth Moriarty, and I'm like, no, that's a bad name. That's a cursed name. I loved how Cass was, like, trying to go to, like, Lucifer's vessel sister and be like, yo, I need to talk to you. And she just slammed the door in his face, and he was like, do you think this happens to Sam and Dean? I'm like, no, because they're professionals. Cass is like, I love Cass, but no, he's not meant for all this field work. And then Crowley was like, okay, this isn't working, guess I'm just going to teleport into the house, because Crowley don't fuck around. Crowley was ready to take away her powers of, like, walking again. Like, he was not messing around. He wants Lucifer gone. But then, like, the sister girl was talking about how Lucifer has a friend, and I got so stressed for a minute that there was, like, an accomplice, but no, it's just Rowena. Which, like, sucks because I really want Rowena to be okay, but, like, still, that wasn't cool. But that scene afterwards when Crowley and Cass were outside just, like, talking, their dynamic is so good. I'm so happy. I want more Crowley and Cass scenes like this because I love Crowley and I love Cass. And if I can get a whole subplot of them, then this show will be golden. I was first saying that, like, Rowena should fix his vessel because I want more Rick Springfield. I want more Lucifer. But, like, I also don't want Rowena to, like, die. So, you know, conflicting feelings. But then, like, there was that flashback that Mary had to, like, season 1, like, episode 1, where she was, like, burning on the ceiling. Well, not really season 1, episode 1, because you don't really, I don't think you see that in the first episode, maybe in one of, like, the flashbacks, but she's, like, the scene where she's running to Sam, like, because he's crying, and I was like, well, damn, this is an angsty moment. Oh my god, it's back. I hate this, sorry, but oh my god, that was so unnecessary. There was, like, one scene, and then it just cuts back to commercial, but, like, whatever. Guess the commercials make no sense. Okay, we're going back to what I was just talking about. I don't even remember what I was just talking about. What was I? Oh yeah, the flashbacks that Mary was having. Those weren't cool, because those were sad, and I was like, oh shit, she's, like, hallucinating, which isn't good. But then, like, because she was hallucinating, the boys were like, okay, you need to stay because we still feel protective of you. And then Mary was like, I'm not just gonna sit here and do nothing. I'm gonna make some phone calls. I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way, but get some info and, like, step my game up. And I was like, yes, Mary, girl, yes, go. But as this all was happening, I was just thinking of, like, the Reapers, like Billy from, I think, like, last season, maybe season 10-ish, where she was just like, yo, Dean, the next time you die, I'm gonna make sure you stay dead. And I'm like, where are the Reapers to stir shit up right now? Like, are they not livid that Mary is back? Like, what are they doing? Are they just chilling now that Death is dead? Like, where are the Reapers? And then there's this scene where you see Sam and Dean salting and burning the bones, you know, like they usually do, but, like, if you watch Supernatural, and in, like, the newer seasons, you know that salting and burning the bones is never the end of their problems. It never is an easy fix anymore. Like, in the first early seasons, like, they would have all these issues, and then at the end of the episode, they would salt and burn the bones, and everything would be done. Now it's not that simple, because there's always, like, one more body that's, like, buried in a basement that they have to find and salt and burn. It's never as simple as it seems. But then in that scene, it was really sad because Dean was just talking about how he just wants, like, good things. Like, he just wants his family back together. I'm like, y'all are so far past having good things. Y'all can't have good things no more, okay? Your lives are fucked. And then Sam says this, like, really sad line where he's talking about how Mary is just trying to, like, drown all of her, like, feelings about being back into hunting. And the dude was like, how do you know that? And Sam was like, years of personal experience. And I was like, damn, that just got real. Like, that just was like, it messed me up. I was not ready for that line. But then we cut to commercial, then we come back, and then we see that Mary is gone. And I'm like, oh shit, where did she go? And then they were like, oh, a bag is gone. I was like, oh, great, she went to follow a lead, alone. Then, like, we see her in the house, and I'm like, Mary, what did I say about you going alone? You're gonna get yourself killed. And she almost did! You see Mary with, like, the little boy named Lucas, and she was being, like, such a mom. She was being so caring and kind and just talking to him, and I was like, yes! Mary being a mom! But I was, like, so stressed when she was just walking around and, like, the creepy music. I was, like, high-key stressed, high-key filled with worry that she was going to die, because I know she's going to die, I just don't know when. And that's, like, stressing me out. But then you see that, like, Lucas is there, and that he's, like, pointing, that, like, somebody's holding them there, and I'm like, see, the salting and burning of the bones is never the end of their problems. Like, there's always something else. But then we cut back to Lucifer and Rowena puts, like, this sigil thing on him to make him think that he's going to be, like, immortal now that his vessel is going to be impenetrable. And I thought that that was just going to be, like, some sort of killing sigil that was going to backfire on her, but no, it worked. It decayed his vessel, and she sent him to the bottom of the ocean. I was like, yes, Rowena, go girl. Oh, it's back. Okay, hold on, bye. Okay. End of the episode. Can finally talk without being interrupted. I have a lot to say about that last scene, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna pause. We're gonna go back in time and talk about what I kept getting cut off with. Okay, I think I was talking about Rowena and how I thought the whole sigil thing was not going to work, but it did, and I was like, yes, girl. And then we cut back to the scene with Mary in the house, and we learn that the bad guy that's, like, harboring all of these kids is the Moriarty one, and I'm like, that has to be some sort of nod to Sherlock. It has to be some sort of nod to Sherlock, because how can it not be? That's such an iconic name. Like, see, Moriarty is just a bad name. Like, you can't be named that and be, like, a good person. You can't just be like, oh, I'm Michael Moriarty, I work in accounting. That's just not how it works. That name has, like, meaning and fulfillment. But then Moriarty, like, grabs Mary, and I'm like, oh my god, no, she's dying, because her heart just, like, starts, like, freezing up, and I'm like, oh god, no. But then, like, they stop him, but then she turns, and you see that she has, like, the black stuff dripping from her eyes, and we're like, oh great, she is possessed. Haha, great, fun times. And then we see Mary tried to, like, kill Dean, but not, like, really Mary, you know, like, the demon, like, Moriarty inside of Mary trying to kill Dean, and it wasn't cool, but I was like, Mary, you can fight it, and she did, because she is a mom and she loves her sons. And then she tells Sam to go into the basement, and while he's, like, running to the basement, there is some hella intense music, and I wasn't here for that, because it was just, like, amping up my stress levels, which I guess was, like, the point, but, like, that's not why I watch Supernatural. Anyways, Dean is trying to, like, scare off the demon by pointing, like, a gun full of rock salt at it, but, like, the demon knows that Dean is not going to shoot his own mom, but I'm like, Dean, you have to. You know it's for the greater good. I know you're gonna, like, hurt your mom, but your mom can take it. Your mom's a strong girl. I don't get why, if she was possessed, they couldn't have just said the exorcism chant. Like, don't they have it memorized by now? Like, they said it so many times in the earlier seasons, but, like, they just seem to forget that that's a thing now. Like, Sam has, like, a recording of him saying it on his phone and everything. Like, it should be really easy, but I guess that's just a piece of trivia that we've just left in the past. But Sam, thankfully, just in time, like in all of the other episodes, salts and burns the body. The Moriarty guy gets, like, dispelled into the universe, and all the children are freed. And then we cut to a scene where we see that Rowena is just chilling on the porch, drinking some tea, when Cass and Crowley come in to try to, like, take down Lucifer, and Rowena's just sitting and chilling, being like, oh yeah, I already got it under control, like, I'm here. And she was talking about how she doesn't want to be involved in all the fighting, which, like, I get, she doesn't deserve this, she doesn't have to, she doesn't want to, but she also understands her importance in the fight, and the fact that she's probably the only person that can put him back into the cage, and when they have that all figured out, then they can call her and she can send him back into the cage, and I'm like, yes, Rowena, this is perfect, this is exactly what I wanted from you, thank you, she's my girl. And then they have this whole scene with Sam, Dean, and Mary, and I wrote 0 in-depth notes, because that whole scene, you can't take your eyes off of it. It was so compelling, there was so much going on. Dean talking to Mary, and then, like, Sam talking to Mary about how, like, Mary doesn't feel like she belongs there, because she misses John, and she misses her baby boys, and how she just has to go away for a bit because she has to, like, adapt to, like, a modern life without already having to adapt to the fact that she's, like, lost the family that she knew. And it was just really sad. I legit started like tearing up. Like I shed not like many tears. I wasn't like bawling, but like legit started crying because I was like, damn, this scene's sad. Like this is probably worse than her dying. It's just like she's alive and you know your mom's out there. You want to spend time with her, but you can't. And it's just, it sucks. And I was sad, but like I get that she has to do that because, you know, it must be awful to know that like your husband's dead and your kids have grown up without you, and just, it was just so sad. And Dean always has to repress his emotions, wouldn't talk to or hug his mom as she was leaving, and I was like, Dean, what are you doing? Oh, he's so gonna regret that, and now he's just gonna repress and be sad and probably start drinking again, and just, I don't want him to go back into that deep, dark hole of sadness. Sam, on the other hand, is more, like, okay with showing that he's sad and whatnot. Like, he hugged his mom, said that he loved her, like, they had this whole exchange, she left, and that was sad, and I didn't like that. But at least she's not dead, because I thought they were gonna kill her. But it's all good. It's all good. It's not really. Like, I hope everything's gonna be okay, but you really don't know on Supernatural. This was a good episode, though. This was a good episode. Like, the plot of the story was, like, meh. It was okay. It was better than some other episodes that just made no sense and were really boring because they made no sense. But, like, this episode was pretty interesting. I mostly just like the character dynamics and, like, the more overall plot, aside from just, like, the singular plot for this episode. Because I felt like the family scenes between Mary, Dean, and Sam were really good, and the scenes between, like, Cass and Crowley were really good. So, looking forward to this. Looking forward to seeing if Lucifer comes back, baby, because she, like, banished him to the bottom of the ocean, and he has, like, no vessel. But he could probably just try to find another one. Like, I don't know where she sent him, really. I don't know how easy it is for him to get back. But I don't trust him. I know that for sure. Yeah, looking forward to the next episode. It's next Thursday, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, looking forward to that. Looking forward to see how everything's doing. And looking forward to seeing if Dean has already started his cycle of repression and sadness. But teriyaki jerky, just a side note, is the best jerky. Oh god, the fan's on. Oh well, we're just gonna have to deal with it at the same time. Mom.
You want some chicken soup and bread?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Love you.